Streaming.
Do you turn the sound down?
No, everything's groovy.
Is it?
Yoink. Hang on. Here we are. It is time to shine. Even though I demand that they begin.
We're here now.
We are ready to rock. We are prepped.
Better late than never.
I've got a really nice pint of
Water?
water with raspberries in. So
Something tells me it's not water.
no more running out mid-quiz to pour drinks, which is good.
So you got half a bottle of vodka in there, do you?
Pretty much. It's, today has been... It is the 25th anniversary of the Sega Saturn. So there's been a lot of Sega Saturn action in this flat. A lot.
Yeah, it should be in every flat and every household.
We've shifted now to the PS2 because we've picked up an action replay cartridge so I can play loads of Japanese Saturn games. Good, and a few tin up today.
Some really key ones out there, isn't there?
Yeah, some really tasty ones. So I'm going to be smashing into some gold over the next few days.
We had an awesome thing of Athlete Kings the other day, didn't we? Got a bit competitive.
Pretty serious, actually. We used wasn't like we weren't arguing, but it was something to do with like who's going to go to the shop or something, and we said we'll have a 100-meter sprint off, and I beat you.
Yeah.
Good.
Irritating, I think.
Irritating for you, not for me.
Yeah, so I hope everyone's looking forward to the quiz. We've got a really cool music round, haven't we?
Yes, the
Some
music
really
round is
good
really
songs
fun
in
today,
that
actually,
music
and
round.
everyone's going to get such high scores in that quiz. I'm going to win this week. This is the big week for Rufus. Is the sound okay, by the way? Quick check before we get it hips deep into everything. Should be fine. We'll move this over there so Faye can see. There you go.
I'm going to win this week. I just saw that.
Yeah, there's such dedication. I think Rupert has won the last 2 quizzes, so this could be quietish. Oh, you said that last time, Max, and it was your. Yeah, I can't raise the sound anymore. Yeah, what's this? Oh yeah, legit.
I mean, we could start shouting.
Yeah, Faye can get a shout on.
My value shout.
So so I'll lean in slightly to the microphone. But yeah, so this is the quiz, obviously, and it's what is it? I think it's the usual. It's the usual sort of 20 questions. You look very fresh faced today.
Thanks.
Are you using a new spackle paste?
Are you alright? What do you want?
Do you want to borrow 5 of you?
Yeah, so 20 questions, and we've got 10 screenshots.
And then everyone...
Music quiz.
Yeah, the music quiz, which is just a total utter free-for-all, quite frankly, for everyone, so it should be fine. Right then, so we'll give it a minute and then kick off. But, yeah, I hope everyone's been doing some serious gaming this week. On your Saturns, obviously, because it's the 25th anniversary. I bet a bit on Daytona is crap on the Saturn, but apparently the Championship Edition is a lot better. So I'm hoping that the Championship Edition win that and it turns up so I can smash into that. Why are you smiling?
No, it's just really cool because
like I feel like I'm telling you all these secrets.
no, it's good because I love it. I love buying games and playing games. So.
I've noticed that. I have noticed that.
Yeah.
You also like losing to me on the on Athlete Kings, which is fine.
Yeah.
Right then, so should we rock and roll?
I think we should.
Okay. So, question 1. This is the general knowledge.
This is round 1, general knowledge. It nearly wasn't going to be general knowledge because I did actually spell it wrong earlier.
Really?
Yeah.
What colour... So this is question 1. What colour was the original Japanese Sega Saturn? What colour was the original Japanese Sega Saturn? Which I don't have, unfortunately. But you don't really need it when you've got an action replay card.
It's nice to have a Japanese. I got Japanese Game Gear.
Have you?
Yeah.
Oh, nice. I put a bid in a load of Game Gear games actually today, but I do you know when like a bid is kind of decent? It was like a load of games, and I was thinking yes.
I get excited.
And then it just shot up to about 3 times what I was willing to pay, and there's still 3 days left.
Well, you gotta wait till everyone goes back to the pubs, and then nobody's going to need
Yeah, everyone just going and buy loads of Game Gear stuff. So question 1, what colour was the original Japanese Sega Saturn? The battery life on the Game Gear is, I think, 6 batteries in the last 3 to 4 hours.
Yeah.
You're lucky.
It's crazy, isn't it?
Lucky.
And battery, you didn't have like the budget batteries back in the day. I'm sure. You
I
should have
believe
Woolworth,
we're
I'm sure you
talking
used to have Woolworth batteries.
Rocket batteries from Hyper Value.
Oh yeah, there was
They were
then.
terrible, those things.
They did not last. So question 2: how many games are in the Side Pocket series? Is it 1, 2, 3, or 4? I love the game in Side Pocket. The game, the music in Side Pocket. Sorry.
Oh, the music is astonishing.
It's magical.
Mr. Grey.
Tut.
I'll quickly nip back. You're only on question 2.
Yeah, we're only.
So the first question was, what colour was the original Japanese Sega Saturn? And that brings it to question 2. I will say, Mr. Grey, that we spent a bit of time after the quiz last week watching your videos, and then you led us on to that bloke called, what was his name? The Pixie bloke? It's astonishing. I think I fell asleep to it.
It was brilliant.
It was really good.
So question 2: how many games on the Side Pocket series with music of awesomeness?
Yeah, like soft sort of lounge jazz. Oh, the Pixie bloke, the one who has like the CG pixies, the old, it's like Irvin Thompson, who like, it's like CG pixies, but it's done like a fake documentary, but it's done really, really well. It's your channel. I'm explaining what's on your channel to you.
Question 3: what is the name of Mike Hagar's kidnapped daughter in Final Fight? Is it A. Sarah, B. Emma, C. Marion, or D. Jessica?
Ewan Saunders.
Oh yeah, he's brilliant, isn't he? I love him.
It's like kind of a nature version of Bob Ross, really.
/ David Attenborough / Bob Fleming. Brilliant. So what is the name of Mike Hagar's kidnapped daughter in Final Fight? Sarah, Emma, Marion, or Jessica?
Question 4. Known variously as Bad Dudes, Dragon Ninja, and Bad Dudes vs. Dragon Ninja, what was the spiritual sequel called? And a little bit of a clue, the sequel had like a couple of different names as well, but obviously we'll accept any of them. We've covered them all. So known variously as Bad Dudes, Dragon Ninja, and Bad Dudes vs. Dragon Ninja, what was the spiritual sequel called? I'm just trying to imagine, just saw Lee's comment again there, and just thinking how...
About the battery life on the game,
yeah, like if you had... Because I used to think as a kid, when I went to Hyper Value, if I buy loads of batteries on the cheap, obviously they'll last longer.
Yeah.
But you know, if
it's
like,
so expensive as well.
Yeah, because Duracells even now are like £4 or £5. But then you think that that when they said Sega said the Game Gear battery life is 3 to 4 hours, they were talking about Duracells. Yeah. You put Rocket in their bad boys, be lucky to get past the Sega logo.
But they're so heavy though. I remember whenever I went to my grandparents' or wherever, and I took my Game Boy and quite a lot of games, and I had like a soft case, quite like a bit bigger than an A4 size soft case, housing all my obviously Game Boy collection, whatever, and little indents for like the cartridges and whatever. But I used to take about 10, 15 batteries, because I used to take all my batteries from everything, so I'd know it'd last.
Oh yeah. Yeah, if the battery failed during like a real nice high score on Tetris, that'd be gutting. Yeah,
I didn't have Tetris though.
Really?
No.
Oh. Wasn't it a packing title?
Yeah, but I didn't have it. It didn't come with mine.
Fair enough.
Question 5. Ness is the title character in which beloved Super Nintendo title?
Yeah, I think you could. Get a mains adapter for the. I'm assuming you get a mains adapter for Game Gear.
Yeah.
I didn't actually own one, but I remember like playing one. It must have been like I think I said this before, my cousins or something. I remember playing Sonic and struggling with the blur.
Oh really? Well, because the adapter's plugged in.
No, it's just like because the LCD, it was like motion blur on it. It was like a ghosting thing.
Yeah, that Atari Lynx we have, the handheld, which we've like played once or twice in the time we've had it. We've got about 5 games for it, I think, haven't we? But that can only be plugged into the mains, and it's got a very short cable, isn't it?
Yeah, so it's really impractical. Like you move it, and it's gone.
But then it obviously takes batteries, but obviously that function.
No, I don't like batteries anymore. So, question 5. Ness is the title character in which beloved Super Nintendo title? I was struggled with Oasis.
I'm a loser, Lee, basically. I'm a loser.
I've completely lost that joke.
What, Tetris?
I always struggled with Oasis myself. No, I don't get the joke. You'll have to text me later on. Question 6. The Revenge of Death Adder is an arcade-only title in which game series? Every time we come to certain questions on this quiz, I see that kind of like public domain Mario that you've put up. Brilliant.
He's cool, isn't he?
Because he's wearing like a bowler hat, so he assumes that he's wearing dungarees over a full suit.
Yeah, his name is Marcel.
Which is actually Marcel.
Well, I made that up, but it could be Marcel.
It is now. Yeah, it is interesting. Like the thought of, I've never seen, even in like 80s dystopian versions of the future, a man wearing red dungarees over a blue suit. That could be a new fashion.
It's a boiler suit, Bert.
Is it?
Yeah.
What, with a bowler hat?
Yes. His head was cold, probably.
Dungarees are not back in. Flares. Flares are where the money is. So question 6. The Revenge of Death Adder is an arcade-only title in which game series?
I just got gifted a pair of dungarees in Animal Crossing.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
How long have you played that for now? Was it 6-7 hours?
Yeah. Question 7. Ivan Popovich. Did I say that right?
Ivan.
Yeah. Defends the Earth from aliens in a giant mech in which 1996 video game?
You know. 1996. First person. You know those graphics are going to be 60 FPS. So yeah, Ivan Popovich defends the Earth from aliens in a giant mech in which 1996 video game? You can complete it. I'm pretty sure you can complete it in like easily less than 2 hours, maybe even 1 hour.
Really?
Yeah. I remember playing it with my uncle, and he was playing it, and he was like, "Oh, you play for a bit, and then I'll have a go." And then he's like, "I finished
Game
it."
over.
Oh,
Hang on, I'll play for like 15 or 18 minutes then.
Oh, calm down, Turtles Hyperstone Heist on the Mega Drive. 16 minutes, boom, done.
Rupert said, "Is this the game that's 20 minutes long?" There we go.
Yeah, it is a short game.
Multiple choice? We have got some multiple choice. I think the next one is actually. No. Question 8.
I like it.
Tails Adventure is a Sonic spin-off released on which platform?
You haven't got this, have you?
No. I nearly said what it was then, but I definitely haven't got it.
Yeah.
I think Vinny has it.
Really?
Yeah.
I'll have to befriend him and steal it.
Yeah. Because there was quite a few weird Sonic ones. That's also really good.
But released on like odd little
System, yeah.
I only really know the well, I'm not going to say anything actually because I might give away a clue.
You will, you know you have in the past.
Never heard of this Tales spin-off. Time screwed me, what did I miss? Well, we'll do a quick run through at the end, Requiem, that's cool. It's only 7 you missed anyway. Question 9. Sega sued Radical Entertainment, developers of The Simpsons Road Rage, because of the similarity to which Sega game? Weirdly, I was reading about this obviously today, doing these questions, and Sega, they patented the actual core gameplay.
Really?
Yeah, so they kind of patented a genre so no one else could do anything. I think a couple of weeks ago in the quiz we were talking about how they don't have mini games in loading screens.
Oh,
like Namco with Pac-Man and stuff. And it's because Namco, I think, actually patented that so no one else could do mini games in loading screens. And this is a similar thing.
Wow.
I think a few people will get this. This better be your first point, Rufus. There's no excuse. There's no excuse. So, Sega sued Radical Entertainment, developers of The Simpsons Road Rage, because of the similarity to which Sega game?
Question 10. Alex Mercer, protagonist of the 2009 video game Prototype, was voiced by which actor?
No one's going to know this. And I was almost going to put in multiple choice.
This is your question, and I didn't know this. So
the thing is, it's not a clue. I suppose it is a clue, but the person who voiced Alex Mercer, the actor who did it, if I had a choice of 4 and his name was in there, people would think it's him.
Yeah,
so
it'd stand out. When's okay, you can't get him. Sorry.
Yeah, it is weird that you can paint into genre. It's like saying, right, I've made a film where 2 people kiss, so now no one can kiss in any other film. It's like a bizarre...
Oh, I did it. Bugsy, I did it, so you can't do it now.
Bugsy, I'm on Cree. The floor's lava.
There's a TV show called The Floor is Lava.
Really?
Yeah.
Is there one called Cree? Mad Dog McCree?
They literally run around, essentially, like your living room or wherever, and they... to avoid the lava. I don't know. I haven't really watched it, but there's one called The Floor is Lava.
That sounds... Oh, what's that
on
French
Netflix,
word?
and it looked like that, and I briefly saw it. I didn't watch it, but
So, Alex Mercer, protagonist of the 2009 video game Prototype, was voiced by which actor?
Can you say what game it is, or what type of game?
Yes, this is Prototype. Or what kind of game it is?
Prototype.
Alex can be a woman. No, it's not. Apparently, the second game got well received, but didn't sell too well. And one of the reviews of it was, it said that like it suffers from a distinct lack of, and then it was the voice actor from the first game. Brilliant. Question 11. In the Castlevania series of games, what kind of weapon is the vampire killer? No, and Alex, it's not a woman. It is a dude. I'm using the tactic of writing the first guess that comes into my head. Final answer.
That
first
works though sometimes, I think.
I've seen an interview with Michael Stipe from RM where he says first thought, best thought.
I think it is, because I always overthink it, and I go with my second thought, and I'm always wrong. And it should be the first one, whether it's a quiz or whatever.
Well, we were playing Who Wants to Be a Millionaire in the PS2 the other night, and we did surprisingly well. Considering I think we knew nothing beyond the first question, it was all total guesswork. Is there a mark on the TV? And there's light shining off, I thought.
About 10 handprints, yes.
Yeah. It's because I clutch it and kiss it every evening. So, in the Castlevania series of games, what kind of weapon is the vampire killer? Pardon me.
Okay, question 12. Mortal Kombat character Kung Lao attacks with which item of his clothing?
And it's funny you should say that, Rufus, because maybe later on, maybe there's some Amiga questions, who knows?
In fact, I know there's definitely one.
Oh, do you?
Yeah.
Oh, really? I can't think of it.
I think it was, yeah. I'm sure I did one. It did, yeah.
I'm looking in your eyes trying to work out what it is.
In the music round.
Ah, right. So question 12. Mortal Kombat character Kung Lao attacks with which item of his clothing? Yeah, a skirt. Imagine like a skirt like knotted up, so like boys in like one of the changing rooms, they're like whipping each other. I always used to love Baraka in Mortal Kombat.
Barack Obama.
Well, I like him as well. But Baraka, I used to love, it was a bit of a Mama Tua thing, where you push like forward punch and you would do the blade swipes.
Mama Tua.
It was like a bold Nosferatu vampire with blades that come out of his forearms, maybe because he's similar to Wolverine, and I like Wolverine so much.
Yes, Rufus, well done.
Have you written down skirt? A weighted skirt.
A weight, that'd be heavy. So question 13, true or false? The Sega Saturn was known under a different name during development.
Every time we do these quizzes and we mention games, I think I want to play them.
Yeah, I get quite excited.
And Mortal Kombat, what was it? There was a Mortal Kombat game, I think it's Shaolin Monks or Deception, that's really good. It's like a side-scrolling brawler. I think it's Shaolin Monks.
We don't have that though, do we?
Yeah, I've got disc on the PS2. PS1.
That's when I am.
Apparently the worst Mortal Kombat game is Mortal Kombat Special Forces.
Why is it so bad?
Don't know, apparently it's just... They did this thing in like the 90s where they had like... Mortal Kombat, not Portrait, but it was like Sub-Zero. And it's like... if you imagine Mortal Kombat, but like they just tried it in different genres and it just really didn't work.
So, true or false, the Sega Saturn was known under a different name during development?
Lee, that is right. I'm pretty sure that two of the chips in one of the versions of the Amiga are called something to do with the B-52s.
Oh, really?
Lobster, yeah. Sure of it. Amiga love shack. That's what I was saying when I opened my games room to the girls. My uncle used to tease me when I was like hips deep into Amstrad when I was a kid, where he'd open the door and he was obviously old enough to go out drinking and stuff, and he'd say, "Oh," he'd open the door and I'd be there like 7 playing like on my Curse of Sherwood on my Amstrad, and he'd say, "Oh, any girls in here?" It's like, "Go away," and then he'd say, "Oh, what's your chatter blind? Do you want to play my Pooter girls?"
You when you're scared. Question 14. What is the only Sega Mega Drive game to use an SVP chip?
Yeah, and a
Should
clue.
we explain what an SVP?
Yeah, go on, Faye.
What it stands for.
Yeah, what does it stand for, Faye?
Why are you being like that?
No, it's
Don't make me look stupid.
to give you a clue. No, because I had to find out myself today. It's called a Sega Virtua Processor. So that's a bit of a clue. So what is the only Sega Mega Drive game to use a Sega Virtua Processor chip? And we have it. I discovered today. Meet the Flintstones. Roll Lobster was one. Yeah, I'm wondering now if it was the chips on the Amiga that were called B-52 songs, or if it is. I'll have to have a look at this later on.
So what is the only Sega Mega Drive game to use an SVP chip?
I know one of them was called Agnes. Question 15. The 8-bit versions of Highlander were poorly received across the board. True or false? The load-in music on Highlander is really tasty.
I've never played that.
It's made by Ocean, and I don't know if Ocean used the same like music on the load-in screens for a few different games.
Or maybe then.
It's really tasty. Obviously, it's not as good as Robocop.
So question 16, name the Sonic Zone.
This is becoming a bit of a what's that? A stalwart, isn't it? Like quiz the Sonic Zone. Reckon you run out soon?
Well, there's hundreds of zones, isn't there?
They'd be so difficult as well. Zones and like spin-offs. My God, can you imagine a digitized voiceover of Sean Connery on a Commodore 64? It was bad enough in what was that game called? Super Robin Hood.
Yeah, you just what you saying even.
Such bad quality. So yeah, the classic name the Sonic Zone.
Yes, it's an unfairly difficult zone.
Question 17. Who is this? He's a handsome chap. Wearing a dirty, dirty top.
Still handsome though.
Braces though, no messing around. He's obviously taking his bowler hat off.
Magic Milkmaid. Every week I just guess Casino Zone. One day it will be Casino Zone. Oh god, yeah.
I'd love to see. There must probably is a YouTube like collection of clips where it shows him like on the nationality he's supposed to be and him doing them.
Yeah, there must be.
Where it's just him just talking, really. Every week I just guess Casino Zone. And even though we've already had it as well, I think in one of the other... Yeah, we have had Casino Zone already, haven't we?
Yeah, something like Casino Nights or Casinos.
Oh, Casino Night Zone or something,
Yeah.
isn't it? Yeah. Yeah. Casino Night was last
There we
week.
go.
Question 18. What is the name of this console? And we haven't left the title on there. As I initially thought.
This is a game that... One of many games that you can use in this console.
Yeah. This is every time we come towards these any kind of handheld really, it's very much your forte and not mine.
Yeah, it's one I don't have and I want. And I've currently got a bid on one on eBay. But
Oh, so they're on eBay. Spoiler alert. Now they're all just going to go on eBay.
yeah, I'm
Just
sure.
go on eBay and type in handheld.
So dated looking as well as the colours and beige brown and like a darker brown.
Brown and darker brown. That'll really draw the kids in.
Right, question 19.
Enjoy. It's a long one.
I thought this is coronavirus then. Carnivorous robots chow down in Chinatown while Bruton... Right, I should say what it is first. So guess the game from the synopsis. So this one reads, carnivorous robots chow down in Chinatown while brutal ninjutsu warriors, blood descendants of the deadly Foot Clan, bust up bystanders from the Bronx to Broadway.
There's a lot of alliteration there.
Yeah, they couldn't read it.
PS6. Not even the PS5. Oh. Yeah, and I tell you what I wouldn't mind stopping. People on Twitter saying, the Xbox looks like a fridge, the Switch looks like a toaster, and the PS5 looks like a router. I mean, it was probably mildly humorous the first time, but it is tiring.
God. Let's move on. He said The Sims.
It's got to be The Sims.
I know number 19, but not from the game.
Oh. And the final one. Name this popular arcade game from 1983. And this is footage from the PS5 that was thrown into a time machine back in 1983 when I was born.
So that's the last one. If anyone wants us to go through any other questions.
I've got a feeling that Requiem missed the first 7, so I'm going to dash back through. Pardon me. Okay, Requiem, this is for you. Really quick. So, question 1. What colour was the original Japanese Sega Saturn? Question 2. How many games are in the Side Pocket series? 1, 2, 3, or 4? Question 3. What is the name of Mike Hagar's kidnapped daughter in Final Fight? Sarah, Emma, Marion, or Jessica? Question 4. Known variously as Bad Dudes, Dragon Ninja, and Bad Dudes vs. Dragon Ninja, what was the spiritual sequel called? Question 5. Ness is the title character in which beloved Super Nintendo title? Question 6. The Revenge of Death Adder is an arcade-only title from which game series? And question 7. Ivan Popovich defends the Earth from aliens in a giant mech in which 1996 video game? Tread McQueen. The Dirty Duck. Is that a pub in Porthcawl?
Yeah, I'm sure Wilder Mr. Grace had mentioned that Dirty Duck last time.
The Dirty Duck.
Yeah. See, I need to have been there. But that was really awesome.
Oh
I
my
loved
God.
it when like old school cafes and bars had that.
That is,
I
yeah.
was never old enough to go in them.
This is, I just realised that, yeah, we
Sad.
watched this. This was something very similar to this was featured in a film we watched last night. Not me and you.
Oh, right, I was going to say that I was not there.
I do not remember that. Right then, so round 2.
So round 2 is modes of transport in video games. So guess the game by the mode of transport. It's not as difficult as it sounds.
Yeah, they're just screenshots, but of
Yeah.
certain modes of transport.
So it's not just unbelievably harsh.
Yeah, a film set in 2006, made in 1993, but it was set in 2006, and they were playing the Super Nintendo. Brilliant.
So this is the first screenshot. What game is it from? This mode of transport. Yeah, guess the game. No, it's not difficult. I thought it was difficult when I made it, but I don't think it is. I assume so. So what game is this from? What game is this? Fella?
Balloon Bus 5. The first 4 suffered from frame rate issues, but the 5th one was smooth as butter.
That's actually very close.
Balloon Bus 5?
Well, no, it's not. It's kind of.
Oh, I sort of see what you mean.
So this is the second one. Everyone should get this. If not, leave the quiz now, please. I'm joking. I like that. Around the World with Willy Fogg. That sounds quite funky.
That is a dangerous way to sit in a car, by the way.
Yes.
Standing up. Like, the thing is, as well, that it's driving across concrete and stuff, but also the seat doesn't even come up to their knees, so they have no like, boundaries at all.
Well, they need to put the belt up, don't they? Shouldn't be on the road like that. Disgusting.
E-brakes, boom, teeth on the windshield, that is.
He's gone, isn't he? He's not even going to be on the windshield. He'll be flying out of there.
Yes, unfortunately, Offspring is playing in your head. And it's not the best 2 tracks are fixed, and the ombre gone away and amazed where they slowed down for a second.
Classic question 3.
She might accidentally sit on the gear stick. I can imagine Rufus like wiping the sweat of his head as he says that, like loosening his tie, lifting his bowler hat for a second.
Oh, that sounds nasty.
Shin Smash on the dash. That sounds like a WCW promo from the late 90s. So this is number 3. I'd be very surprised if people don't get that.
Yeah. It's a classic shot, isn't it? That?
It's clearly Gran Turismo 6.
So, number 4. See, you need to go to Treco Bay.
Constant Treco Bay references.
I love it. I should go to Treco Bay.
Mr. Grey lost in reverie.
There's magic.
I know this one. Nick's there. Oh, this one, I guess you mean, Nick.
So what could this possibly be?
Shin Smash on the dash. The thing is that if they were doing that, if Ric Flair's special move was to like drive a car like near the ring, take them out, and then put them in it, drive up the ramp a bit, and then brake suddenly, that would take some planning.
Oh, good, yes.
So this is number 4.
Oh, so this was creepy. Like, ooh.
It's a miserable game and series, but I'm just.
But really cool though.
It's really cool, but I'm just wondering. Oh, you can see. I think actually you can see that that's
Cardiff.
the Eiffel Tower. Oh, that's Cardiff. That's Queen Street.
There we go. Bit of a more modern one.
Yeah. The thing is, you're going to say it's not even a bit of a clue that it's modern. You can just tell that the frame rate's in double figures. Is that a crown?
Yeah.
Balanced on top of the car, good.
Yeah.
It's true. Actually, the same weather as Cardiff.
It is. Yeah.
Oh, it's not even a break in the clouds.
Although right now it looks quite nice.
It is quite nice here tonight, actually. But you got to remember, Faye, that as long as you can see enough blue to make a pair of sailor's trousers, then it's not going to rain.
Taught me, wasn't there?
So I taught you. The cat is sparked out.
Your friend's outside.
Oh, bless.
Okay. So number 6. So quite a popular one, isn't it?
An absolute classic, this one. 5 in the first round. All of these ones, though, nice. Draco Mills. This is another Ponty reference. This is one of the ones that was in Rainbow Records at the back. With really sticky joysticks and stuff.
So I bet it never sanitised them.
Oh no. I think you probably still got and go.
It's pretty thick with like everything.
He was the guy. I went in there when the first Slipknot album was released, through like late 90s, and I said, "Oh, can I have the Slipknot album?" And he kept on saying, "Slipmat. You want a Slipmat for your record player?" And I said,
No, because there was a dance group called Slipmat, and I think it was called In Space or something. I remember one of the songs.
All right. Up they go.
Possibly every time warp.
Question 7. Prince of Persia Wars. Oh yeah, it is very.
I was right. Lee said Slipmat was DJ. Thanks, Lee.
Oh, can I come to the wedding, guys?
One of the songs is called In Space, I think, and
was it In Space or was it N Space?
In Space, and I can hear it in my head. The song, but I'm not gonna.
Did it go?
No, it was. No, it wasn't. It was a lot of do do's. No.
A lot of do do's. Oh, do.
No.
I don't know then.
So was that in the arcade then in Ponty, and underneath that big, next to the?
Yeah, there was
Indian,
there was Everest Tandoori, and at the back there used to be Rainbow Records.
So DVDs, they had rented out DVDs or something, did they?
I can't remember. No, I don't think they did. It was just, I think they just did loads of awful dance cassettes and clamshell boxes, and then they had a couple at the back. No more I love yous. I do like that song.
Number 8.
Look at this.
They had an X rental VHS.
Everyone, they actually used to have X rental VHSs. It wasn't DVDs. It was pre-DVD. Ponty knowledge. We should just do a Ponty quiz, really.
I don't know if I did spend a lot of time in Ponty, weirdly.
Oh my god. Is Eiffel 6 about blue? That's the blue Damadida Badar one, is it?
Yeah.
It's not No More I Love Yous, though, is it, by Annie Lennox?
So, you can see all those cars.
Talking about Firepower, that film from last night. Gary Daniels' hair is luxurious in that film. It's interesting, actually, because his hair, he's obviously got a lot of blue gel on it, so his hair's like swept back tight to his head. But his ponytail is like really like fluffy.
I never get that. Like I used to see people like that in school days when I think I may have even done it, like put gel.
Yeah, but did you have 2 bits coming down as well, like a pro?
2 gel bits. Gel. The ponytail wasn't gelled.
Oh, wasn't it?
I'm Gary Daniels.
Did it have mousse on it?
Yeah, it had everything on it.
Gary Daniels impressions by teenage girls throughout the 90s. Doing it.
So that's number 9.
Oh my god, Silks. Silks was hell on earth. It was cavernous as well. I went into, there's a place near Silks, which is obviously a nightclub that's long gone now. Next to it, there was a bar, and I forget what it was called.
Zeus?
No, Zeus was a nightclub in Cardiff years ago. Anyway, went in there, and it was so like horrible and local that I went in there and I went to the bar and said, "I can have a glass of red wine." And the one behind the bar looked at the 2 regulars and went, like I'd asked for a cocktail or something. So, and I just said, "Oh, can I have a gin and cranberry?" And they laughed again. And I just said, "I'll just have a pint of cider then." And they didn't laugh then because they understood that. Yeah, we've got the vinyl for this, and it's a really fun orchestral score.
I don't feel like we've listened to her enough, really.
Yeah. Yeah, it is a tinker. It is it's an expensive one. The sequel is worth more.
Okay, the last one of this round. This one is so funny.
This is I put this one in. So,
if you're looking at this and you can see him on his mode of transport, you're right. You know what that is, and it is that.
Yeah, so you're looking at someone who obviously, like, from his clothing, it has a certain job, and he's on something, and maybe those 2 things connect somehow in the title of the game. I can imagine the Alien Soldier vinyl is really frantic. The game, we've got a repro of the game, haven't we? Because Alien Soldier is super expensive. Yeah, I'm not paying that.
The vinyl could be cool.
Well, buy it then. Come on.
Calm down.
So yeah, that's all of it. I'll leave this one on because the next is the music round, and I'm gonna have to do some shifting round, obviously, with our many. Some of it is nuts, yes. probably not as nuts as the entirety of the Streets of Rage 3 soundtrack. Oh my god, I've got do. I have to listen to that later on now. I'll have to work out if I fancy Annie Lennox. I'm going to say yes. Especially now she's in her 50s.
Well, yeah.
Right then.
Fine wine, isn't it?
So this is... yeah, you can use my stand, no problem at all, Faye.
Actually, it's mine. I bought that.
Right then, so let's go hurtling into the music round.
So the first question in the music round.
Right then, you ready, guys? Yes, here we go. Best of luck. I don't know why there's like another 30 seconds on my phone of that. Sorry.
It's like it's coming from a tape recorder and you press...
Okay. This is number 2. I'm going to do the first one again because I realised it stops and then carries on. Whereas I thought I just recorded too much. So this is the first one again, sorry, I stopped it too early. That one is a bit weird because it starts off nice and then it's like they tried to do like jazz drums on the hardware and it didn't work, so that it just sounds off time.
So that was number 1.
So this is number 3. So funny. It like starts off like this, and then it just bursts into X-Files.
Goes on for a while, doesn't it?
Right then. So this is number 1, 2, 3, 4.
Mm-hmm.
I know what you're thinking, and as I pointed out earlier on, yes, that is the same drum beat used in This Desert Life's first single, Hanging Around by Counting Crows. I think it was 96? 98. This is actually really good.
That was good.
It is really nice that. Just switch arms for a second. That one's aching now. I love how it's all like sort of Eastern and beautiful, and then every now and then they have like an thrown in the background. Okay. Bit of flute at the end there. Quick break. Okay.
Some key ones in that list.
Some really, really nice one. Nice cadence at the end. And the last.
Final one. Stop it.
Bit clashy.
So that was the last one.
So does anyone want anything repeated again of the 10? If we'll carry on to the answers. Or any of the questions again in any rounds. Pardon me. If not, we'll just go sweeping through to the answers. Again, this is what I thought question 7 was.
Answer to every question.
Stop writing down the Sims.
Sims is awesome.
Can I have
To 1 to 10. Yeah, nice try.
Right, well, everyone's cool with it, so we'll go straight through to the answers then, I guess. Right then. Nope.
Right then.
So, sort this out for a second. Right then, so the answers are. You ready to rock tits?
Yeah.
Okay, so the answers for the first round are: question 1, what colour was the original Japanese Sega Saturn? It is grey, Mr. Grey. Question 2, how many games are in the Side Pocket series? The answer is C, 3. Side Pocket was on the Mega Drive, and then the second and third released on the Sega Saturn and PlayStation. Question 3. What is the name of Mike Hagar's daughter in Final Fight? And the answer is D, Jessica. Question 4. Known variously as Bad Dudes, Dragon Ninja, and Bad Dudes vs. Dragon Ninja, what is the spiritual sequel called? It's called a few things: Crude Buster, Too Crude, or the one I know, Two Crude Dudes. Number 5. Ness is the title character in which beloved Super Mario title? Super Nintendo title. Why do I keep saying that?
I have no idea.
And that is Earthbound. Number 6. The Revenge of Death Adder is an arcade-only title in which game series? That is Golden Axe, The Revenge of Death Adder. Question 7. Ivan Popovich defends the Earth from aliens in a giant mech in which 1996 video game? Crazy Ivan. Crazy with a K. Good. Question 8. Tails Adventure is a Sonic spin-off released on which platform? The Game Gear, so you've got 3 hours to complete it before the battery goes. Question 9. Oh, I thought you were going to do... Oh. Question 9. Sega sued Radical Entertainment, developers of The Simpsons Road Rage, because of the similarity to which Sega game? Crazy Taxi. Question 10. Alex Mercer, protagonist of the 2009 video game Prototype, was voiced by which actor? Barry Pepper. Barry Pepper. Good.
Barry Pepper.
What a man. Constantly looks like this.
Question 11. In the Castlevania series of games, what kind of weapon is the vampire killer? And it is a whip. Mortal Kombat character Kung Lao attacks with what item of clothing? And it was a hat. True or false? The Sega Saturn was known under a different name during development, and it is a false. What is the only Sega Mega Drive game to use an SV chip? And it's Virtua Racing. Number 15, the 8-bit versions of Highlander. Oh, there you go.
Racing. The SVP chip makes the game look absolutely massive. Sorry, just got to show this off. It is huge.
There we go. Number 15, the 8-bit versions of Highlander were poorly received across the board. Is this true or false? And it is true. Name the Sonic Zone as Metropolis Zone. Who is this? It's Nathan Drake. Number 18 was the Microvision. I think it was the first ever handheld console. Number 19, guess the game from the synopsis, and it was Teenage Mutant Hero Turtles. And number 20 was Star Wars. Okay, so I can see some scores. How's everyone doing? Rupert 11 out of 20. Lee 7 out of 20. Wilder Mr. Grey 11 out of 20 as well.
Nice.
Rufus 7. Magic Milkmaid 7. 7. A lot of 7s and 11s. Never mind.
Too much gin. What was the dev name for the Saturn? Because I know that there was the Katana for the Dreamcast, but I think it was, if there was, when it was lost early in development. Usually they change a lot. Pardon me. So actually, it's looking like the highest scores then are like 11. Is it 11? Rupert with 11, winner from last year. Wilder Mr. Grey with 11. Fire and Water with 7. Not a good round for Fire and Water.
It's a tie.
So into the next round. Oh, I'll shrink us down so people can see the answers.
Bye.
We are going to be tiny. Here we go. Ooh.
So what was number 1? The Battle Royale best from Fortnite. It's a modern game these kids are playing, isn't it? Number 2, Crazy Taxi. Classic. That's from the arcade, I think that was. 3, Outrun. 4, Sweet Tooth from Twisted Metal. So creepy.
Very creepy. Number 5 is Rocket League. Number 6 is Metal Slug X, but we'll accept Metal Slug because the games look identical. Number 7 is the Warthog from Halo. Number 8 is Frogger, and Miss Evans, I'll let you handle the last
Number
two.
9, Panzer Dragoon, obviously. And number 10, even more obviously, is Hopper Copper, because he's a copper on a hopper.
On a hopper. He's a copper on a space hopper.
I used to have one of those space hopper bopper things. They're so much fun.
Vigilante 8 for Twisted Metal. That was although Interstate 76 pips everyone at the post. And I will pull my phone out again. Copper? Oh, Copper on a space hopper.
Yeah.
Oh, well, it's Copper Hopper. Or Hopper Copper, but he's called it Copper on a space hopper.
You can have a point for that, definitely.
Half mark.
I say point.
half mark.
Half a point.
I went to school with him. Right then. So
The
there's
next
some
one
pretty...
is music round.
The music round. So this is
Oh,
pretty
yeah.
tasty, actually. You've got Rufus with 9 out of 10. Lee with 9 out of 10. Postman's Ball for number 10.
I like it though. I like it.
What was number 4? Sorry, Magic Milkmaid. Number 4 was Twisted Metal. And the van and the character is sweet. So Twisted Metal was number 4. 8 out of 10, 9 out of 10. Buster Gonad, good shout. And the music round, which I will go through again for you so you kind of know which one it relates to. So Super Thunderblade. And then you've got Sword of Vermilion. And I wanted to point out, this is the music in the game when you start in at the town and you're just getting your items together. It's all nice and happy. This is the music that plays. It's so doom-laden for no reason.
So good.
Metroid Prime was the glitchy one. This one, I'm surprised that more people didn't get. Well, should have get Super Skid Marks. This is a bit of an Amiga one. Rise of the Triad. This is the Apogee intro, which everyone will remember from Commander Keen and Duke Nukem before it went 3D.
Yeah.
But then the music's actually really tasty for Rise of the Triad.
I like that.
I like how they've done like a ghost roll on the drums. International Karate Plus was the Eastern inflected one. And then you've got Mario Kart 8. At the start it literally goes Mario Kart 8! So we took that off.
Yeah.
I did that on the bass, by the way, for them. 15 quid. Easy. Simon the Sorcerer, an Amiga classic.
So nice, isn't it?
It's just nice music. And Loaded. It's just boring.
It's like all the way through, isn't it?
Yeah. And Final Fight, which I remember, I think it fits better when you're playing the game, because by itself it just sounds quite messy. So that is the quiz. Let me go back to the
Yeah, that's it.
stream.
I'm afraid.
How's everyone looking?
Yeah.
Right then, so we've got... Oh, Rufus with 0 out of 10. 0. That is lower than 1. That is lower than 1. Oh, I can make this bigger now. There we go. So we're back. So yeah, we've got a Rufus with 0 out of 10. Double Dash, no Mario
Taking
Kart
part
8.
that counts, isn't it?
Fire and Water 49 with 8 out of 10 though. Or Wilderness of Grey 8 out of 10. Rupert had 9 out of 10.
Ooh, okay.
1 out of 10, but I'm not playing with it.
Oh, put double dash. Lee.
2 out of 10 for the music round. 0 out of 10 for the music. Didn't recognise any. 1 out of 10 for the music round. So the scores were
Ooh,
23 out of 40 for the 3rd week running, and it's the winning score. So the winner is Rupert. Round of applause. Round of applause.
Have you seen everyone else's scores yet?
Yeah, it looks like Magic Milkman had 12, Rufus had 16, Fire and Water had 16. Wilderness of Grey was second with 21 out of 40. I love how the music round is just a complete blunderbuss of a round for everyone. Not lost. Not lost, therefore good game.
Yeah. That's
2 out of 4,
awesome.
that's fine, that's absolutely fine. It's just the warm-up. It's going to get serious next time. So you've done the warm-up round now.
Yeah.
It's totally fine. But I don't know, obviously Requiem scores, but he hasn't come hurtling in with anything above 23. So yeah, Rupert's the winner. And we finished exactly on time at 9 o'clock.
Wow, that's a first.
So yeah, cheers everyone.
Yeah, have a lovely evening. Thanks for taking part.
Yeah, and also everyone go and listen to the Rise of the Triad soundtrack, because I want to know if it's as good as that intro all the way through, because it's weirdly like melodic.
And Sword of a Million. I like that.
That doomy music is astonishing at the start, like to suck you in. Brilliant. So yeah,
Is that what it's called?
what
Like to suck you in.
If the song was called "I'd Like to Suck You In,"
Not if that's what you said. Sorry.
no, it's there to suck you in.
Right.
You know, you start off in an RPG, you're in the town, and it's really doom laden. It's like, okay, this must be cheerful. So yeah, much love to everyone, and yeah, I shall speak to you all soon. That's it. do some gaming. I am going to listen to Rise of the Triad.
Yeah, cheers.
Yeah, I have an awesome weekend. I haven't got my drink, but
So you drank it all.
I've got a fresh one. Don't you worry about that.